This is not just a magazine. This is a ticking time bomb packed with attitude, ego, and chaos. Welcome to From the Pages, where every word punches harder than a Sid Vicious clothesline, and every segment screams with the spirit of the soon-to-be-born Attitude Era. This is WWF Magazine, March 1997, a prelude to mayhem, a love letter to lunacy, and a snapshot of a company on the cusp of revolution. We start with a powder keg. In Your House results. The free-for-all match pitted the blue-chip rookie Rocky Maivia against Salvatore Sincere. Rocky steamrolled through Sincere with ease, but Jim Cornette couldn't resist interfering, earning Sincere a disqualification. The Rock's rise had begun, and the world had no idea what was coming. Rocky displayed poise, athleticism, and charisma that couldn't be taught, and his victory was more than just a match. It was a signal flare for the future. Flash Funk brought all the funk and fury against Leif Cassidy in a high-flying showcase. Cassidy tried to slow the pace with power moves, but Flash soared from the top rope with a triple somersault and crescent kick to put his opponent away. The match had moments that felt straight out of a circus. Cassidy's moonsault miss, Funk's martial arts strikes, and a high-octane pace that rarely let up. Flash Funk didn't just win. He electrified the crowd and proved that the mid-card scene was packed with talent itching to steal the show. Then came the chaos. Tag team champions Owen Hart and the British Bulldog defended against Razor Ramon and Diesel, or at least the imposters wearing those names. After Cibernetico and Pierrot distracted the champs, Stone Cold Steve Austin attacked. Owen and Bulldog barely escaped with the belts, but the real headline? Austin's vendetta with the Bulldog had turned personal. Owen and Bulldog had tension between them brewing for months, and Austin's interference didn't just escalate that, it lit it on fire. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Intercontinental Champion, clashed with Wildman Mark Merrow. Sable got involved, Goldust showed up, the referee got knocked out. It ended in a countout, but the real story was the combustible chemistry surrounding Helmsley. Merrow hit a stunning somersault plancha. Goldust's shocking betrayal injected a new wrinkle into the Goldust-Helmsley saga. This wasn't a match, it was a soap opera told in drop kicks and brass knuckles. Then, an Armageddon match, The Undertaker versus the Executioner. It spilled outside, it went through the arena, the mats were peeled back, Mankind got involved. In the end, Undertaker delivered a tombstone and stared into the void, but he wasn't done. He had one more cross to bear, Paul Bearer. Undertaker chased the Executioner through fountains and backstage corridors, and with every strike, he was exorcising the ghost of betrayal that Bearer left behind. The imagery was cinematic. The match was apocalyptic. The main event, Psycho Sid versus Bret Hitman Hart for the WWF Championship. With Shawn Michaels watching from ringside and Stone Cold lurking backstage, this match was chaos incarnate. Bret got the sharpshooter, Austin interfered, Shawn got involved. Sid powerbombed his way to victory in the wreckage. No trust, no allies, just war. And as Bret bled from the nose, his rage turned to Shawn, planting the seeds for a feud that would define an era. Sid stood tall, but no one left this match feeling like a winner. From there, we dive into the De Los Mexicanos invasion, as AAA stars invade the WWF. Hector Garza, Cibernetico, Pierrot, and others are spotlighted as top-tier athletes with flair, danger, and legacy. The article educates fans on mask traditions, lucha pride, and the international flavor that's about to spice up the Federation. From the mystique of masked warriors to the explosive athleticism of high flyers, this wasn't just cross-promotion. This was a cultural fusion poised to reshape what WWF fans expected. WWF In Your House, the video game, gets reviewed for the PlayStation. The verdict? Flashy fun with hidden combos, crazy arenas like Stu Hart's Dungeon and Ahmed's Gym, and ridiculous button-mashing finishing moves. It may not have matched the realism of modern fighters, but its over-the-top antics and digitized mayhem were pure attitude. This wasn't just a game, it was a playable fever dream where Vader could powerbomb The Undertaker through flaming ropes. The words of Owen Hart come crashing in like a pipe bomb. He buries Mexican wrestlers, mocks his brother Bret, insults Phil LaFawn, Doug Furness, and delivers promo gold dripping in sarcasm. Owen calls himself a true role model, neat hair, clean cut, and no friends like Shawn to sit around his Slammy trophies. His scathing remarks are equal parts comedy and cruelty. and you can feel the heat from the page. The Slammy Awards ballot is next, inviting fans to vote on Best Match, Best Finisher, Best New Sensation, and more. It's a who's who of '96, with nominees from Flash Funk to TL Hopper. Yes, seriously. The absurdity of serious categories featuring bizarre characters only adds to the charm. It was democracy in spandex. The Informer section dishes the dirt. Garza is being scouted as the next Shawn. Cibernetico and Pierroth are gunning for tag team glory. The Undertaker might need help against Paul Bearer's Dark Army. Rumors swirl about Sable leaving Mero, Sonny leaving the company, and the Nation of Domination recruiting more firepower. Jim Ross could be leaving commentary. The buzz is constant. This wasn't just kayfabe gossip, it was storyline kindling. Then comes the pin 'em down letters section. Mankind answers fan mail with his usual insanity, declaring he loves hiding and Paul Bearer knows more about The Undertaker than The Undertaker himself. Salvatore Sincere responds to being called a liar with comedic rage. Owen Hart again roasts Shawn. Marlena defends her cigar smoking with Hollywood snobbery. Every response is in character and dripping with the kind of flavor that makes even the letters page must-read content. An ad for WrestleMania 13 reminds you that the biggest show of the year is almost here. Lock in travel now, or be left in the dust. Red-headed kids with gap-toothed grins beg you to join the WWF Travel Club and get front row for history. The hype machine was in full gear. The Private Eye Hall of Fame segment shows tuxedo-clad legends soaking up the spotlight. Lou Albano is honored, Killer Kowalski gets emotional, Baron Michael Shikluna is revered. Jimmy and Johnny Valiant are enshrined. Johnny Rodz gives a heartfelt speech. Pat Patterson, inducted by Bret Hart, speaks humbly. Vince McMahon's legacy is honored by his family. And finally, Jimmy Superfly Snuka steps up, inducted by Don Morocco, closing the ceremony in poetic fashion. Legends, loyalty, legacy. Finally, we get a page of utter insanity with Scoop Sullivan, squared circle superhero. It's a comic strip featuring Sullivan battling Vader in a cartoon brawl. He gets slammed. Bam! Pow! Slam! Just when all seems lost, a mysterious howl echoes through the jungle, and the story ends with Sable, the moonlight, and the call of the wild. It's corny, bizarre, and perfect. The final verdict. March 1997 is a defining chapter in the Federation's evolution. You can see the Attitude Era forming in real time, in the storylines, in the humor, in the rawness. This magazine blends reverence and rebellion, nostalgia and madness. From Rocky Maivia's rise to the rise of Lucha Libre, from Owen Hart's ego to Sid's fury, from slammy ballots to power bombs. This issue doesn't just entertain, it slaps you in the face. It grabs your attention by the throat and demands respect. It tells you that pro wrestling isn't just alive, it's evolving. Fast, brutal, loud, real. This has been From the Pages, WWF Magazine, March 1997. Slam that like, drop an elbow on that subscribe, because history doesn't whisper. It cuts a promo and then hits you with a chair.